Hello, besties. Welcome to another Martinis with Eddie. I'm so excited about my guest today, you guys. I'm actually kind of like nervous. It's the first time I'm nervous because I really love her. She is part of one of my favorite shows on Bravo, Family Karma. I believe that that's the only show that I truly feel like the drama is real because they're friends, they're real family. They don't have to put on a show like some other shows. Um, Without any more introduction, I think she doesn't need to be introduced anymore. Here's Bali from Family Karma.
Hi,
Hi, Bali.
hi. It's so good to meet you.
It's good to meet you too. This is like
Billy.
amazing in
Thanks.
person.
Listen, I had to bring it. It says bling and bubblies with Bali. So I'm like, I guess I got to put on some sort of bling.
I love that. I love your outfit. I'm a big fan of like palm trees and sparkles, so it's like perfection.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Miami and sparkles and designers. So I'm actually in sweats. But you know what? I brought the bling.
That's right. Talking about now you mentioned fashion. Let's start with that question that I have for you. Where you get the inspiration? Because to me, you are the it girl on the show. You are the fashionista of the show.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, the bar is set pretty low on our show as far as fashion is concerned. So it's not hard to be the it girl on the show. As far as fashion is concerned. But I get my mom is a queen. My mom has always been very properly, impeccably dressed, head to toe, always. So I would say my initial fashion inspiration and guru is my mom. And right now,
That's
honestly, I pull a lot of inspiration and I get called out for a lot of my fashion decisions by my daughter. So a lot of it is, yeah,
that is amazing.
I mean, the way she dresses is mwah, chef's kiss.
Well, she got it from her mama.
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
So when the show first got cast, do you have any like how did you receive the news? Were you excited? Were you afraid to explore your life to the world? How was your reaction to
I
it?
was super excited. I've been a Bravo fan for way before I was even on Bravo. So like I was like I could not believe I was going to be on Bravo. Of course, I was in like the housewife franchise mentality, you know what I mean? So I was like, "Oh god, but what are we going to do?" So, what are we going to do? So, I was super excited. I wasn't nervous at all to put my life out there because for me, most of my past, I would say 99.9% of, my story and my journey as far as the past is concerned, my family and friends already know. Like Anushka was already, you know, in high school when we started filming and I left India many moons ago. So, I wasn't nervous about that at all. I mean, if you know me, then you know that I'm usually not nervous about a lot.
So, the show has been on for 3 seasons now. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure you have many memories that you kind of like
Hmm.
love, or some that you don't love. Do you mind sharing some of that you love and some that you don't like, kind of don't as much?
I will say my favorite scenes are the ones with my daughter, Anushka, and I, just because she's really witty and she's the only one on camera I feel that can call me out without like me saying anything back. Because usually if somebody says something to me, I've got a response. Whereas like with Anushka, like I just either want to smack her or I'm like, oh shit. So my favorite scenes honestly have been with her. And I love even my scenes with my parents and O'Malley because they're just so not geared to do this. You know what I mean? Like just like they're just so cute and awkward. So yeah, I would say like across the board with my daughter and then with my family and O'Malley, obviously. And I have to be honest, there's nothing that I've disliked filming. I mean, tough conversations are good conversations. I'm not scared of them.
I agree. I think those tough conversations what make this show, personable. Like you can relate to those because life is not always hunky dory. Like life has
Mm,
their ups and
That's,
downs, and
yeah, put us on the Disney Channel if that's what you want to watch. Like,
yes.
yeah, that's not what we're here for. We're here for the real stuff. And I will say, season one, that trip to Key West was just so fantastic to film because it was like Oh yeah, let's play another game. Fun.
And now we get to season three, which is
Hmm.
supposed to be, or it looks like, the wedding season because it's like everybody's getting married or like going in a roller coaster or a gondola, trying to get engaged or not get engaged. So let's talk about the weddings. Which one you had the most fun and kind of like little things that maybe we didn't get to see, especially with Vishal and Risha because we haven't been to Anrit and Nicholas just yet.
Vishal and Richa's wedding was exactly what you saw on camera. It was 4 days of complete debauchery and like nonstop partying. Like you didn't even know by the end of the second day, you were like, what, what? Um, it was exhausting for me personally. I had a good time because I used it more as a vacation. I listen, it's no secret that I don't take their relationship seriously. And like you said, we keep using the word weddings. Um, I don't know when to tell these people that, like, stop fixating on the party because it's the marriage that you have to come home to.
True.
So I just treated Cancun like I should. Like, wet and wild. Let's get wet and wild.
A long vacay.
Yeah, exactly. And Amrit's wedding, as we'll all see, is very special, is very beautiful. I obviously had a better time there because there were also more of my friends and our community that attended that wedding.
How you react to the ups and downs of the past few episodes when it comes to like their planning their wedding? Do you have like any like input on that part?
I mean, wait till you get to the marriage.
Ooh, so the tea is gonna be spilled.
Like this is if this is like put a bug up your ass and wait till you actually wake up one day and be like, "Oh wow."
You know what? One of my favorite lines that you had said this season is, "I'm gonna look like I'm part of the circus for some, and I'm gonna look like I'm avant-garde for some other," referring to the dress that you wanted to wear for
Mhm.
their wedding.
Mhm.
And you and I agree. I posted on Twitter that that's literally the gay dress code. I'm,
Exactly. And I'm not going to piss anybody off at this point. There's no bride to piss off. Nicholas is clearly always pissed off at something or the other, so I'm not worried about him too much. And listen, Amrit was like, come dressed extra. You're the one that can bring this. And I was like, oh, Avi, tell me no more.
Say no more. Extra is my dress
Mhm,
code.
mhm,
Um, in the last episode, you were talking to your mom about moving out of your home.
mhm.
I mean, her home,
Out
your
of her.
parents' home.
Yeah.
So how did you react when she first told you to sit down, and how it actually impact you from moving on with your life outside your parents'
Um,
home?
it did. It did take me by surprise because when I initially lost my home and I was moving out, I was going to move into an apartment and be on my own for a couple of months just to kind of like heal and process all of it. And my parents were like, no, come be with us. We don't want you to be alone. So it did definitely take me by surprise because I was like, wait, but you guys just told me to come. Like, you guys just told me, and I'm just getting used to being 12 years old all over again. And now you're telling me to go adult now. Um, so it definitely did take me by surprise, but I get it. Like everybody needs their space. I need my space. They need their space. And the good news is I don't follow rules, so I didn't really listen.
You stay at home with your parents.
Well, you're gonna have to keep watching.
Ooh, I love that. I One of my favorite like moments this season was the fashion show
Mm-hmm.
that we saw. I think that was kind of like uh, a big one for Anisha. I think she put
Yeah,
so much effort into this, and
yeah,
you are really really good friend with her.
I am.
Um, Talk to me about that. Like I said before, you're the fashion girl. How do you take the fashion she's putting out? I love that she brings like her culture into
Mm-hmm.
the Miami vibe that she was
Mm-hmm.
talking.
Mm-hmm. Um, Anisha and I have very, very different taste as far as fashion and the way we dress is concerned. She tends to be a little bit more conservative in her fashion choices than I am. And I tell her all the time, girl, you've got such a beautiful body, like show that stuff off. But everybody's got a different style. So her designs per se are not necessarily something that I would pull off the rack for myself if I was at a store. But I just love that she is even bringing our culture and that vibe into Miami, into our community. Um, that like it's hard not to be proud and it's hard not to be excited. You know what I'm saying? She's doing it and she's doing it in such a good, big way. And quite frankly, as you saw, what she had originally designed for me, I was like, oh no, 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 that's not me, and I stole somebody else's. And that the piece that I wore, I would walk into a store and buy. I
So
really loved it that much. So yeah, I'm super excited for her and I hope she continues because it really she really did well and everybody loved her stuff.
yeah, I agree. I mean, she was mentioning that she worked so hard, she put her heart
Hmm.
into it.
Yep.
And like once again, it's why I love you guys show. It brings your culture to people who had never experienced it or have the opportunity to like, to see it in like see it like it's right there. I lived in Jersey City for a while.
Right.
Jersey City has a large Indian community, and I always wanted to go to like Holy perhaps because
Right.
they do it like in a big space, and that's one of the stuff that I kind of regret not going because the pandemic happened and obviously everything shut down.
Yeah.
But seeing it on TV is amazing. Like the way that you guys explain your culture is important,
It's really beautiful.
and that's what I want you guys. I mean, I want you to tell me like, do you think that that you guys show is making an impact on how people kind of like are can open to different cultures?
I mean, I am so proud to be part of a product that's finally opening up the eyes of what our culture and our communities really like. I think that, it's been misconstrued that we're so conservative and we're so backward and the whole arranged marriage situation and it's just so great to put like our stories out there for everybody to relate to that we're just normal. We're like everybody else. Our stories are the same as everybody else's. But on the same token, to be able to show off our fashion, our food, our the way we party, the way we decorate our homes and celebrate not just our Indian traditions, but like the world's traditions. You know what I mean? Whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas. Um, I just love being able to share that. And as far as like even the fashion is concerned, this past season, I made a conscious effort. To support my South Asian designers and South Asian brands. So most of what I was wearing was from a South Asian designer or a South Asian brand. It's something that I'm very, very passionate about, especially coming from a fashion background, from working for a fashion magazine when I lived in India. So just so even to see what Anisha is doing is really inspiring, and I'm so proud of her. And
Uh,
nobody realizes how hard it actually is because right now to deal with the logistics of any business is a nightmare. So the way she was able to pull that off, hats off to her.
yeah, the world post pandemic is a whole different ball game,
It
especially
really,
in fashion too.
it
You know
really,
where fashion kind of like got stale because
yeah,
you can't do anything pretty much.
no,
So kudos to her, like
no,
definitely.
yeah,
There are questions here from people who are watching. Even though we already answered them, I'm gonna just read them. So kind of maybe like kind of do a quick
of course.
rundown. Um, have you moved with Amelie? You said that we need to watch.
Need to keep watching.
Favorite memory from the show, and if you regret anything.
I have no regrets about anything at all, show or life. Um, Favorite memories are definitely scenes that I filmed with my daughter Anushka, and there's actually so many funny, witty scenes that Anisha and I have together that unfortunately just don't make it because I think people are too scared that we'll take over.
And talking about that, I think this is a good question. If you get a spin-off, like a
Mm-hmm.
spin-off like about your family,
Mm-hmm.
what will be like the topic or like what you wanted to focus more that you maybe don't get highlighted on Family Karma?
I think if I was to get a spin-off and it would be about me, I would love like all aspects of my life. Like I would love for the cameras to come and see how different my life is when I'm in Louisville and how different that dynamic and that social structure is. And that gives you an insight, into my relationship with O'Malley, which is a really healthy, good, committed one because it's been long distance the whole time. But it's also very different because all of a sudden the community and the culture is so different. Just something as simple as like our meals in Louisville are so different. So definitely, I would love, parts of my Louisville life to be highlighted. I would love more of like the banter between my daughter and I. And I'm telling you, there needs like I am not opposed to hidden cameras when Anisha and I, where the show is? The show is when Anisha and I have daily FaceTime calls with each other. Like that's the spinoff.
That should be the premise of the show. Your
Literally,
FaceTime in time.
I'm serious. Remember that show People's Couch back in the day on
Yes.
Bravo? That's Anisha and I all day, every day.
I love that. That was one of my favorite shows back
Yeah,
then. It
me
was
too.
it
We
was
used to
so
love that
funny.
show. Yeah, so I would love if I was to have a spinoff, I would love like a medley of all of that. Because my life is also very my life is I have this group of friends, and then I have, I grew up in Miami, so I have school friends, I have my philanthropy friends, I have work friends, and I would love all of that to kind of, you just see me with this one group, but I want you to see how I am with the aunties, and I want you to see, even though I'm living with my parents, how fabulous I can be.
How are Omel and how guys are doing right now?
We're doing great. We've been
Awesome.
together almost 9 years. And yeah, we're doing great. Listen, we're like every couple. We want to kill each other.
I agree.
You know what I mean? We want to kill each other.
Oh my goodness. I One of my favorite memories so far, especially last year, was BravoCon, and I kind of want to talk
Mhm.
about it because um, it was quite the experience.
Mhm.
And I know you guys, this was your first BravoCon,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah. How did you react to the fans' reaction?
It was absolute. I have chills just thinking about it even right now. It was something that I never experienced or never even imagined that I would experience. I was excited to go to BravoCon to begin with, but had zero expectations of like what fans were going to react to me or the show because I being such a Bravo fan myself, I was fangirling. I was like dying that like I'm gonna see Dorit and I'm gonna see this one and that one. Like so like I wasn't even thinking like, oh my God, we're representing family karma. It was more like, oh my God, I'm gonna see all of the people that I'm obsessed with. And then all of a sudden you get off the bus or you get off your Uber, or you get off the car and people are screaming your name. You're like, fuck. Oh my God. It was incredible. It's definitely one of my most highlighted special experiences of my entire life.
You know that I spoke to John Barlow last night,
Hmm.
and
I
I
love
and
you.
I asked him a question. I was like, who, who like you and Lisa kind of like bonded the most, or had like a great impression when you guys met at BravoCon? And the first person that he named, without skipping a bit, was Bali. Was you? I
Oh,
was like, yes, I'm not
you're
lying to
so
you.
cute. Yes,
Yes.
you're absolutely right. Again, like I said, I went in with zero expectations because I was going in as a fan, and I was going in very humbly as like the new kid on the block as far as our show is concerned. Didn't know people had even watched. We've every time we've aired and filmed it has been during the pandemic, so we knew that we're a thing, but I didn't know what kind of thing we would be at BravoCon because you're like walking in with these larger than life personalities. And I will say the Salt Lake City family and those couples are fantastic. Obsessed with John and Lisa, obsessed with John and Lisa, Justin and Whitney, like all of them. Even Meredith, love her. She sat till like 3 in the morning chatting with Anushka in the hallway, just on the floor. They like been drinking and chatting. I mean, just kind. I'm obsessed with them. I'm obsessed with all of them.
Yeah, to me, BravoCon was such an amazing experience. I actually got to go to the rooftop party where everybody was,
Oh yeah.
and it was like those moments, like I did not know what to do. I was like, my brain is in overdrive right now, so let me just sit down and chat with whoever.
Same. It was like the adult Disney World.
Yes.
And it was crazy because like while I'm fangirling, somebody's like, "Oh my God, Bali," and I'm like, "Oh, you want a picture with me? Okay." It was a very humbling experience, but it was also really fantastic because everybody that I'm so crazy about watching and have watched was just so nice and wonderful. And like you just realize we're all just real people with like we all have shit. You know what I mean? We all have shit.
I agree 100% with that one. So, Bali, I'm gonna go ahead and start the rapid fire question. Usually, rapid fire questions are just like a one word answer, but if you want to elaborate on them, feel free to do so. Um, so, let's start. Who are you closer with?
Anisha,
Uh, who's the pet star of the group?
Amrit.
Ooh! Will Monica and Rich get engaged one day?
God, I hope not.
Will he take her to like
I
Venice?
hope not. Like I hope she's watching and cringing like the rest of us are.
I agree. uh, I don't want to say too much, but yes. Um, Auntie drama, necessary or not for the show?
Boring.
um, if you were to invite any Bravoleb to be a guest on the show, who would you want it to be?
I'd love Elisa Vanderpump at one of our auntie happy hours.
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, you want to show up as a queen? That's who I would love. I'd love to have my guest be Lisa Vanderpump at an auntie happy hour.
Obsessed with your answer. I'm like obsessed. Yes to Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah, the
Um,
aunties can sit down and shut up then.
if Family Karma will have a reunion, who do you think will get like the most heat out of the whole entire group?
Probably Rish at this point.
Okay.
I mean, I would think Rish.
I mean, I don't know, red flags everywhere, but that would be for.
He would get like as far as heat from the cast or from like
I mean, in general, like we have watched the show, and usually like at the reunion, people like just one person. The people like just like get heat or get hit to
I mean,
for
I
whatever
think
they
if
do.
we were to have like a traditional reunion where like Andy's asking questions or whatever, I think a lot of the audience would probably have a lot to say to Rish. But if it was the cast going at each other,
Yes.
I I think Amrit would get a lot of shit.
Okay.
I think I
Okay.
might too. You know,
I
if they come in wearing their big boy pants, then and have the balls to give me shit, maybe me.
Yeah. I I honestly do not get why you guys haven't gotten a reunion just yet. You guys been on the air for 3 seasons, have organic drama and organic relationships, and that's what make reunions more interesting. Usually, the most interesting reunions are like maybe like the one with like people truly know each other. So I'm rooting for you guys. You guys need I need you
Thank
guys
you.
back in a reunion because like people want it. People are asking here all this question, and people are here asking for more. And it's like somebody's asking for reality with Krista Marie. Whose wedding will you think is next?
Whose wedding do I think is next? Can we talk about whose divorce I think is first?
Oh, you tell me.
Season four. Season four.
Yes, there you go. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Let's see. Uh, opinions in Brian's apartment.
I haven't seen it, but what I have seen on camera, I mean, I'd rather live at my parents' house.
I'm like, boy, just get some furniture.
I'd rather, I mean, and you're still serving in red Solo cups.
Yes. Oh, Brian, I love Brian. So
Yeah, I can
Bali,
sit at the kids' table.
yes. Oh my goodness, yes. I when he said that he was moving out of his house and he went to, to show the apartment, I was like, yeah, let's see what you got. Um, I don't think air mattress was in my top of the list, and I was like,
But you know
okay,
what? Baby steps, right? At least he's out
baby
of his
steps.
parents' house.
And
So,
he's learning how to do his laundry, I
yes.
think.
So, hopefully we get a season 4 and his apartment is fully furnished.
That will be his storyline for next season.
Yeah.
Furniture shopping and decorating the apartment.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Bali,
if he
anything?
cringy kisses with random girls, I'll take that storyline for Brian any day.
Actually, I like this question before we go. Um, who you think is evolving, in the show, like for the best, and who you're more surprised of their evolution on the show?
Truthfully, I would say Brian.
Okay,
I think,
I can.
from when we first met him and him being, again, like what we just spoke about, like at least it's a step. He's out of his parents' house. He's, in his early 30s. And I think that um I think that everything that's happening for him on a personal level and professional level is doing wonders for him as a young adult. And
I
obviously, I think Anisha being married and finally having, like, her dreams come true for her, the stage of the life she's in right now. I'm happy to see her happy.
100% agree. Bali, anything that you want to say before we go? I don't want to take more of your time.
No, I love, thank you for having me. Thank you for being such a support. And I can't see anybody who's on here, but I appreciate all of you so, so much. Thank you for watching. Listen, we're here to share our life and our stories, and I hope that we're all relatable and you guys keep watching and we come back for many seasons to unpack more of our beautiful culture and our families.
Thank you so much, Bali. I honestly, I can tell you, I mean, there's a group of people here. I'm sending
Oh,
question and question, so I try to grab what I think. I
well,
know you guys.
DM me. I answer all my DMs.
Yes, that is very true.
I do.
So, it is true. I can say yes. I can say yes. I can say yes to that. So you guys, as you guys know, I'm so happy that Bali is here. Like I said before,
Oh,
I'm like starstruck right now. But
you're so
um,
sweet.
thank you so much for being here. Thank you everybody who's watching.
Pleasure. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you
Thank you.
guys. Thank you.
Bye, Bali.
Bye, hun.
Okay, you guys, there you have it. Everything will be on my podcast, and you can watch it as many times as you want on YouTube. And thank you so much, Bestie, for being here and for sending your question. Stay tuned for more. Bye, besties.